Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. A pair of tight ends will be on the field today looking to do whatever it takes to give their team an advantage. It's the Jaguars going up against the Texans. So now let's go to Jacksonville, Florida, where Jim and Phil have the call.
It's the NFL on EA Sports, a matchup in the AFC South as we join you from Everbank Stadium.
Hello, friends. Jim Nance and Phil Simms on the scene. This matchup today is a unique one. It's about as much about being healthy as it is about winning the game as the postseason is looming. How about it? How important will it be to win here today?
Jim, you're right. It is a unique one, but we see it more and more in the NFL. Teams to get down to the last 1 or 2 games of the year where they've clinched a playoff spot. How do you approach the game? Play your starters. Give them a chance to go out there and excel. But you also, as a head coach, got to know when that time is up and take them out of the game to keep them healthy.
Green's back, ready to field the opening kick. The best of the AFC South, the current division leaders, are set now to kick it away. This game is underway. Green's got it. Gets out past the 20 and brought down at the 24. Bortles going to be leading the team today, of course. 3 years of competition in this league and now starting to find his rhythm.
The D-line saw something on the offense. Everybody shifting to their left.
He's into the open. And Joseph in on the tackle. First down at the 37. Forte's going to take the handoff from the eye. Here's our look at the Jaguars offense. Middle of the road when it comes to passing yards on the season. Perhaps this week in practice they figured something out. Second down here. And they get the sack. The Jaguars' offensive line could be in for a long day based on that one.
Yeah, bad job that time. They give up the sack. But look, when you talk about this offensive line, they're pretty good. So I think they'll just find a way to get it done. They still should have a nice, solid day.
The Texans come out in a dime package. The Jaguars will take the snap from the 30. There's a flag out. He's tackled beyond the markers. It's a first down.
Offense.
The defense accepts the penalty. The Jaguars now facing third down. A week ago, they were up to the challenge in these spots. It's Forte in the backfield. And Forte has the catch.
Good job by the defense. They're well taught, well schooled by the defensive coordinator. They know in situations like this, if it's thrown short of the first down marker, they're good. They come up, make the tackle. Now we have fourth down.
That punt sets up the defense now in excellent position as they're able to down the football inside the 10. Boyer's coming out now at quarterback. He's in the league's top 10 in passing yards and continues to lead this team up and down the field with his great ability to throw. A long field ahead of him at the 10. to give. Has the first down and a whole lot more. Bill, you always talk about establishing the run early, and they do it with that one big play.
Oh, they sure did. This offensive line and that play, they put a whipping on the defensive linemen and linebackers that time, and a good job by the running back taking advantage of it.
Hopkins taken down.
Nothing like it when you throw a short pass as a quarterback and get a long play out of it, because it looks like a terrific throw and catch on the stat sheet. Good job that time by the short receiver making a long gain out of it.
Has his target. Ball is out, and the defense has it. That brings the play to an end.
That's a good learning experience right. Here, you fumble the football, you learn from it, you know why you fumbled it. Next.
Before there's another snap, the officials want to go back and take a look at that last one. So now they're going to take a look at whether the knee was down before the ball came out.
Well, when we look at this, let's look when the knee hits the ground. And as we look at it, when the knee hits the ground, does he still have total control of the football? If you deem him to have total control, then it is not a fumble.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
The replay upstairs overturns the call on the field.
Yeah, good job by the officials upstairs, seeing it, knowing there was a mistake on the field. That's what I love about the NFL. They're not afraid to admit, to say they made mistakes and turn them around.
First down at the 26. That's a gain of 7.
Nice run that time. When you run the football like this, over a period of time, it's going to wear that defense out. There's no doubt about it. Nice job by the offensive line.
They're setting up screen. Texans, touchdown. Still 3.5 quarters of football to play, but that touchdown gives them the lead here early.
Yeah, I know. There's a long way to go. There's no doubt it. But you gotta like your situation and the feel that your football team has, getting that score and being on top.
The Jaguars are back deep, ready to return the kickoff. Green's got a chance to return this one. And he runs it out to about 27 before he's taken down. The Texans defense, Bill, where are they right now mentally after the last time giving up a couple of first downs, but in the end forcing the punt?
Well, they feel great, and I'll give a lot of credit to the coaches on the sideline. I thought they put the players in good positions, and the players took advantage of it.
First down at the 27. Fortes met after a gain of 8.
When you're going against a really athletic defense, there's nothing like reverses and the counter run game, because they see it, they go, and you counter it, and that's why it works to perfection.
They bring in the extra tight end.
The defensive line, they're all talking, they're all shifting to the right.
The Jaguars will take the snap from the 35. Look at that concentration as he makes the grab.
Illegal block in the back. Offense.
The defense will take the penalty.
Still second down.
The Jaguars snap it at the 36. And it's complete to Julius Thomas. That's a gain of 10.
Quarterbacks love play-action passes, especially on first down, because the defense, sometimes they're expecting run. You fake it, easy completion down the field.
They're back at the line after that catch for a first down. The handoff, ball is out. The defense has the football. It's the defense that steps up big time here in the first quarter and now gives the offense a chance to build to an early lead.
Yeah, good job by the defense. They've set the team up right now so they can kind of take control of the game. I know it's early, but there's nothing like getting on top and making the other team play from behind.
The Texans now move the chains. That's his first reception today.
I don't know what the answer is when it comes to guarding these tight ends now. There's just not much you can do. I'll tell you the best way to stop the tight end, rush the quarterback.
The Texans at the line of scrimmage with their set of receivers in a bunch formation. Has his man.
The Texans coaching staff has done a good job of mixing things up today on first down. The pass catches the defense off guard. They pick up solid yards. Now it's second and short.
The Jaguars defense brings in an extra member of the secondary. They'll go nickel. And he's taken down, but not until he picks up the first.
What a good job by the running back that time. He reads the blocks very well, and he picks his way through there and picks up a first down. That's nice. Well, this is good confidence for the offense, isn't it? To move down the field early in the game and get inside the 20. Let's see if they have a play up the sleeve that can get them in the end zone.
Now here's a look at the Texans offense. This is a dangerous unit that ranks in the top 5 in scoring. Boyer's going to take the snap from the shotgun. Makes the reception.
Jim, the defense gives up the first down that time inside the red zone, but there's only so many things the offense can do. Let's see if they can hold it.
First and goal. They're going to run it on the toss. Jams it across the goal line for the touchdown. I hope you have your blowout playbook, Phil, because this game is so one-sided as the first quarter is drawing near a finish.
Yeah, shoot, you know me. I'm very limited. I only have one playbook, and that's all out. But, hey, that describes what we're seeing here so far. The offense, the whole football team, they've been sharp, and they're on their way to a blowout.
Lee's going to run this one out. And he's tackled just past the 20. We'll mark it at the 22-yard line. The Texans defense is having a field day so far. They've been ready for just about anything the offense has tried. A very impressive display here, partner.
Jim, they are whooping tail on the defensive side. That's the cleanest way I can say it. They have been fun to watch, dominating physically, and they got a shutout going.
And now here's the Texans defense. This is a group that knows how to get to the quarterback with the best of them. And there they are, residing in the top 10 in quarterback sacks. The Jaguars have it at the 24. That's a gain of 6. He's averaged about 2 yards a carry on the day.
Always good to have these types of runs. Hey, it's not a first down, but it sends a message. It shows everybody that you can run it when you want to, and also it opens up so many other things for your offense. Look at that. Everybody at the line of scrimmage, the defense showing a blitz. Cortez able to get it done that time. Why? Because he has the power and the will to make it happen. Third and short, he just gets it done with sheer willpower.
The Jaguars offense is still out there as we get the second quarter underway. And the second quarter is underway with this snap. The Jaguars run the risk right now of having to abandon the running game. Forte's been off the mark, and that's a big reason why they're trailing in this one.
That's right. It hasn't worked. So what do you say? Don't be afraid to change. What you have to do, you call the plays. They give your team the best chance to win, and they better start changing those play calls.
2 hands on the football and has the catch.
This is a route that's not run enough in the NFL. The double moves like that, you get wide open, and what a throw by the quarterback.
Bortles 3 for 3 with that completion. Matt Forte. He's tackled at the 30.
I got to give this running back a lot of credit. How about that? He fumbled earlier in the game, but now he is running free, just all out and getting those extra yards after the hit.
1st and 10. They give it to him on the counter. Brought down at the 29.
This is one good tackling defense. They stay in good position at all times, and we saw it that time, and they stopped the play for a short gain.
2nd down following the run. Room to work. The ball is fumbled. From inside the red zone. First and goal. And Hill. Touchdown and drawing close. How important was that touchdown, Phil, after a terrible start to this game and now moving on to the second quarter and trying to shift control of things?
Yeah, early in the second quarter, and it was an awful start of this football game. You couldn't play any worse as a football team, but when you get a quick score, it just changes everything. It changes the scope of the game, and it changes your confidence.
Able to move past the 20 and brought down at the 23. The Jaguars defense, let's see where they are mentally here, Phil, after allowing a touchdown.
Well, they got to have some motivation after that last drive. It was so poor. It's about discipline. We didn't see it from their defense. So this time, go out there and just do your job.
And a gain of 4.
Well, there's not much to say about that play, Jim. It was a completion by the quarterback, and it picked up a couple yards.
Hoyers 7 for 7 with that completion. The Jaguars with a nickel look here on defense. 2nd and 6. Gains about 3.
Good job by the defensive line standing in there and fighting, and they hold the running back to a short gain.
The Texans will take the snap from the 30. Looking for some daylight up the middle. They'll mark him at the 34. He's averaging right around 7 yards per carry on the game.
3rd and short. I don't know what you do anymore. I've given up. Do you throw it? Do you run it? Do you have that kind of faith in your offensive line? Well, the offense does. They run the football. Great job by the offensive lineman, giving that running back a chance to get that 1st down.
The Texans are looking good so far, Phil, and a lot of that has to do with the passing game. Hoyer's been on the mark to this point.
He has. He's one of the better throwers in the NFL. When you give him time like he's had here so far today, he is going to put it right on target.
The Texans get a 1st down. That's his 1st reception today.
Well, as you saw that receiver make the catch, I'll just say this. You cannot throw the football enough his way. There's no such thing. When in doubt, you don't like anything, turn and find him and throw it to him.
And they take him down.
There's a couple ways to get to the quarterback. Run over the tackle or run around him. It doesn't matter as long as you get the sack.
Play number 6 coming up on this drive. The Jaguars lined up in the nickel. The Texans from the 37. Rod Streeter has the reception. Robinson's there to make the tackle.
In this league now, you got to keep these wide receivers and quarterbacks guessing. You just can't come out there and play man-to-man every play and think that's going to work. You got to mix in some zones, some blitzes, and then occasionally go man-to-man coverage.
1st down following the long play. DeAndre Hopkins with the grab.
The offense is so close right here. They just need to show a little power and punch this in the end zone and get that touchdown.
2nd and goal to go. Touchdown, Texans. That's his 2nd touchdown today. We're midway through the 2nd quarter, and they're putting themselves in good shape for halftime.
Yeah, they are. That was a nice drive for a touchdown, but I'm looking at the defensive side. It's time for the captains on the defense to give everybody else a talk and shape things up and get back in this game.
Lee's going to take a knee, so this will come out to the 20. The Jaguars coming back onto the field on offense. They took it down the field for a touchdown the last time they had it.
Listen, momentum is on their side. When you have that going for you, keep the defense guessing at what you're going to do. So I think it's very important to stay aggressive in this situation.
He's averaging about 4 yards a carry.
Forte is never able to build up that power that he has as a running back when there's nowhere to go. Hey, there's nowhere to go. That's a short game.
There we go now. Green, nice.
2nd down and 6. Comes down with the defender tips it out.
Sometimes you wonder how can they drop passes in the NFL, college football, or high school, because the gloves these receivers wear, they are magnificent when it comes to helping you catch the football. So that's a big drop. When you get open, you got to make the catch.
Bortles got it in the gun. And it's caught by Allen Hurns. That's his first reception today. And we've reached the 2-minute warning in this one. We're back, and we're coming out of the 2-minute warning in the first half. The Texans with 2 extra defensive backs in the dime. The Jaguars have it at the 39. It was right there, but he didn't bring it in.
Well, we look at that drop pass right there. You know, one of the biggest cliches ever in sports. Oh, they're going to go right back to this guy to keep his confidence going. Well, I don't know about that. If you drop the pass, sometimes I might want to try somebody else to see if they can catch it when they're open. So if you get open, the quarterback can throw it to you.
Julius Thomas gets his hands on it. 3rd and 1 coming up.
Look out. The defense is showing a blitz here. Managing that clock, such a big deal in the NFL. That's why they're hurrying up. Don't use that timeout. Keep those timeouts because that is going to maybe give you a chance to win the game.
No need to huddle. Hurry up offense. First down at the 34. Has Thomas. Jackson that time in on that tackle.
Well, they call it the post route because you're running towards the goalpost, but a good route that time by the receiver making that cut. He gets open, gets behind the defense, and a nice throw.
Green 90. Green 90.
Out of the shotgun. Looking at every option. It's intercepted. That's a touchback, and the ball will be spotted at the 20.
This defensive coordinator, he is one aggressive dude. He keeps going after this offense, and finally he gets the interception inside their own 20-yard line and stops the offense from getting any points.
The Texans offense taking the field again. They got everything they could out of that last possession, Phil. That was a solid touchdown drive.
Well, just look at them, Jim. The way they run onto the field, you can see they're exuding confidence. When you got a confident football team, man, let them go and let them play and see if they can make it happen again.
They come to the line, and it's first down. Hoyer's back in shotgun formation. Hoyer's on the move. He's got the catch. And he is tackled down at the 38-yard line. 2nd and 8 coming up. The Jaguars defense now is going to go nickel. The Texans take it from the 38. Got hit. They face 3rd down after the incomplete pass. Hoyer standing back in the shotgun, ready for the snap. It's Strong who comes down with it.
Nice job that time by the runner. Gets out of bounds after the play. You got under 2 minutes, and you need to stop the clock, so he gets it done.
First down here after the completion. Hoyer's going to take it from the gun. He has the grab. That picks up 11. The Texans call a timeout and are left now with only one. The offense has had time now to game plan, strategize after the timeout, and now they're ready to go. The Jaguars defense brings in an extra member of the secondary. They'll go nickel. The Texans take it from the 33. He pulls it down somehow. And the offense will call a timeout. The Texans have driven inside the red zone, and last week they were so effective inside the 20. First down at the 19. Hopkins can't bring it in. That'll probably go as a drop.
Sometimes when you have a player with this kind of talent, you're willing to put up with a few drop passes because when he catches it, he has a chance of going all the way.
He converts here on the field goal try. How important was it, Phil, to add another 3 to the lead before the intermission?
And you got to look at the team that's trailing right now. You got to go in at halftime and change what you're doing because what you've been doing so far, it hasn't worked.
Green's not going to test the coverage this time as he takes a knee. The Jaguars offense back on the field trying to make up for that costly mistake. The last time they had the ball, the turnover they committed immediately turned into points against them.
Yeah, it did, Jim, but you know what? It's not a perfect game. You got to deal with adversity when you're talking about football. So you made that mistake. Let it go and go out there, be aggressive, and see if you can score some points.
All right, Larry, thanks a lot. Second half just about to get underway here as the special teams are about to head back onto the field. The Texans just keep on moving the football down the field. They have scored on 3 consecutive drives, Phil, and it looks like this defense has no answer for them.
No, they don't. They're second-guessing everything they're doing on the defensive side. You know, when you get a defense that reacts instead of attacks, then you go.
Justin Tuck has a sack.
When you're the quarterback and you see a blitz, you got to know you got to drop back, look at a receiver, and let it go. No hesitation is allowed. He hesitates, and the defense gets the sack. Quarterback likes what he sees out there outside. He's changing the play with the wide receiver.
And it's incomplete.
You got to be smart on the defensive side now here, 3rd and long. Be a little careful. Maybe give up a short pass or a short run. And if they throw it short, make sure you come up and make the tackle.
The Texans all bunched up here as they get set at the line. Easy catch there. No one near him. That's reception number 4 for him. The Texans are in front thanks to their quarterback. Hoyer's had a huge performance in this one.
When you talk about creating opportunities, that's where you have to give credit to the coaching staff. They have helped the players. The play designs have been good, and the players are taking advantage of it.
And he's brought to the ground.
Don't get brought down with arm tackles. That's what you teach everybody that carries the football in this league now. The wide receiver, excellent job of breaking that arm tackle, getting the extra yards.
Picks up about 5. He's now over 50 yards rushing on the day.
Texans, they can do it all. Once they get in the red zone, they have the passes, the screens. They can throw it down to the back of the end zone. And how about that play? They can run the football right at you if they want to. And that time they picked up some good yards on that run.
He's averaging 5 yards per carry on the day.
If you want to run the football with success, you're going to have plays like this where they pick up very little yardage. Don't listen to the fans. Keep running it, and it'll work.
Dropping back now into the shotgun. Pulls it in.
And he's going to be tackled, and that's going to bring us to 4th down.
Good job by the defense. Staying in the right spots. They give up the short pass. They make the tackle. And now we have 4th down coming up.
And he puts it through for 3. And they're on the board just moments into the second half with a field goal. And I'm sure that's the kind of start they had in mind.
Well, sure it was. Good job by the offense. But I'm looking at the defense. My gosh. What did you guys do at halftime? Just sit around and sip some hot cocoa?
That return's good for about 24. First down at the 27. Forte up the middle. The Texans with a nickel look here on defense. The Jaguars from the 27. And he gains maybe 3.
Forte is a dangerous runner when you give him room to run, but there is no room this time. What a job by the defense. They bottle him up for a short gain.
The Texans set at the line. Dime package. 3rd and 7. Jonathan Joseph with the interception. The Texans seemingly had everything going early with the passing game, but it's been a big change since. Boyers tried to adjust to the defense, but it hasn't worked out.
Well, he's tried, but listen, there's nothing he can do about the offensive line. It's not been as sharp, and I'll tell you what, when the offensive line is not sharp, our quarterback's going to lose confidence.
They'll mark him at the 41.
When you run the football like this and you show toughness, there is no doubt when you fake it and try to throw the football down the field, the quarterback's going to have all day to get it done.
The Texans come to the line, and they put their receivers in a bunch formation. Intercepted! Now, as we see the numbers, a lot of credit goes to the coaching staff for not giving up on the run game. It wasn't working early, but has paid off late.
Jim, you were right that time. The coaching staff, they've shown a lot of patience to stay with the run game. The offensive line, of course, they're playing better. They're tough, and now they're finally getting it done.
Forte up the middle. The Jaguars now move the chains. He's averaging about 4 yards a carry.
You're running back in this league and you pick up first downs and you don't fumble the football, I promise you one thing, you're going to get more carries.
For this play, they'll go with 2 tight ends. Quick drop back.
That was more on the coverage that time.
When you're going against a good quarterback and receiver in the NFL now, one of the ways to stop it is tight man-to-man coverage. You against him.
Second and 10.
Locked in on the football and has hold of it with 2 hands. That's another reception, giving him 2.
That's what you call a bullet pass. Very little space to throw the football into, but he gets it done. A lot of velocity, right on target.
Bortles completion percentage, 60% on the day. The Texans defense now loading up, expecting pass with a dime defense. The Jaguars have it at the 39. Forte tackled down. That's going to be a pickup of 9.
Well, he's in the NFL because of this, because this guy can break tackles. Good job on that play. Defenses crowd the line of scrimmage. They're trying to confuse the quarterback.
Second and short.
Allen Robinson has the reception.
Taking it all the way home for the touchdown.
I give all the credit to the wide receiver here. What a route. Fooled the defender. He is wide open. Nice throw by the quarterback for the touchdown.
After is good. The Texans ready to receive the kick. Ellington's running this one out. And he's tackled just past the 20. We'll mark it at the 22-yard line. The Texans are set to take the field again on offense after a crazy sequence that didn't go their way. That turnover led to turnover points. And now let's see if the offense can get that back, Phil.
Yeah, listen, I know they're going to be motivated because after they turned the football over last time, the coaches took them to the sideline and just gave them heck, that's for sure. That's a good way of seeing it. So motivation, can't make those kind of mistakes. You got to go out there and be much better.
The Jaguars lined up in the nickel. The Texans snap it at the 31. And they bring him down at the 38-yard line. He's averaging 5 yards per carry on the day.
Keep the momentum on your side. You got a lead here in the second half. Nice play that time. You pick up the first down. Let's see if you can take advantage of it.
First down and 10. Handoff. Paul Kozlesny makes the tackle.
Nice run that time. When you run the football like this, over a period of time, it's going to wear that defense out. There's no doubt about it. Nice job by the offensive line.
2nd and 3. And the catch is made by Rod Streeter. That's his 4th catch of the day.
When the defense is going to play safe and they don't want you to run by them, you've got to be able to throw these out routes where the receiver's cutting towards the sideline and the quarterback stick it in there.
Now 1st and 10. Catch made. Robinson's in on the tackle.
Well, they complete the pass, Jim, but doesn't get the first down. Sooner or later, you got to throw one down the field.
From the shotgun. A nice grab. No doubt he was going to hold on to that one.
Arm strength is a nice thing to have when the window of opportunity is very small. Quarterbacks with strong arms can still fire it in there. Nice throw right on target by the QB. Nice situation here for the offense. They're winning the football game. Now they're in the red zone. Let's see if they can come up with a play that
makes the grab. Touchdown. And now that we're almost in the 4th and they've just increased their lead, could it be time to rest the starters, Phil?
Oh, no, Jim, not even close to that yet. We've got a long way to go. You've seen it many times in the NFL. Big leads have a way of just disappearing. So I'm not counting this one over by any means.
Lee's going to start his return. And he's taken down right at about the 29, not quite to the 30. The Jaguars looking for a repeat of their last drive as they get set for this next one. They got to the end zone on that possession, but of course immediately gave those points right back.
Jim, on the offensive side, everything is clicking. The quarterback's hot. The offensive line's doing an awesome job. Receivers getting open. The running back's running hard. It is fun to watch. Well, when you keep chipping away with these short throws, sooner or later that defense is going to come up. And when they come up, that's when you throw it over the top.
The corners retreating. The Jaguars from the 32. Tackles made, and that'll move the chains. Welcome back to this one-sided affair. He'll take the snap, the first here in the 4th quarter. Lee's met after a gain of 3.
The defense has a lead here in the 4th quarter, Jim, so they're willing to give up those short completions. Now it's up to the defense. Come up, make the tackle. Good job that time.
Bortles now completed 4 in a row. And it's complete to James Jones. That's reception number 2 for him.
Well, the drag route that time picked up solid yards. These receivers Sometimes they get a little nervous running these drag routes or these short crossers because they are afraid a defender's going to come out of nowhere and hit them. That's the quarterback's job. See in front of the receiver, lead the guy to the open space.
Bortles completion percentage 70% on the day.
When you can't hit the quarterback or put pressure on him, there's not much you're going to get done then. That time, quarterback had time and throws it down the field for another completion.
The Jaguars will take the snap from the 40. Julius Thomas with the reception. Thomas is brought down at the 21.
Well, if you guard the tight end close, sometimes that doesn't matter. They're so big and they got long arms, they can still make the catch. Quarterbacks give them a chance, they get it done.
Out of the shotgun formation. Allen Robinson with the catch.
Well, he's got talent. This receiver can make the catches when you throw it his way. And I think his talent, the way offenses are designed, and the rules of the NFL, it makes guys like him almost unstoppable.
And that gains 1. He's averaging 5 yards per carry on the day.
I guess you'd say he's like a quarterback. You can't complete them all. And this running back, he can't make every run spectacular. Nowhere to go, so only gets a couple yards this time. The defensive line saw something the offense is doing. Look at them all shifting to the right.
And Matthews is able to read that play hit.
Well, this defense all over that play. They tackle the runner for a loss. Now the long advantage goes to the defense.
3rd and 10. Throws it in the end zone. Touchdown.
What a throw by the quarterback for a touchdown. It was just really nice. He threw it beautifully, right on target. Touchdown.
Add the extra point. The kick is good. The Texans ready to take that football down the field. Ellington's got a chance for a return. Able to move past the 20 and brought down at the 23. It seems like tight ends are responsible for more and more big plays. And here's a guy who didn't have an impact early in this game, but he certainly has toward the end.
Yeah, Jim, we know watching the NFL, tight ends now are receivers first, blockers second. That's why we see more and more big plays from the tight end position.
First down at the 23. Draw. Picks up 8 here. He's now over 80 yards rushing on the day.
Well, what you try to do so many times in the NFL, do the unexpected. The defense is expecting pass all the way. Everybody's running to the quarterback. What do? You confuse them. You mix them up. You run the draw play. That's why it was an easy run.
2nd and 2 coming up. The Texans come out with a split backfield. The Texans snap it at the 31. Tackle by Top. As we've seen today, this is a team that's dedicated to the run, and it's paid off with some very good stats on the ground.
Well, it shows you what the coach thinks. He believes in running the football, and when you believe in it, what happens to your football team? They become tough, and they have shown that toughness here today. That's why they have such a good ground game going.
He's now averaging 6 yards a carry on the day.
If you're running back and you want more carries, do things like this. Read the defense right, read the blocking, and pick up first downs. That's a really good job by the running back.
First down at the 49. And straight ahead, Foster.
Foster's trying to be patient, but there is nowhere to run that time, and he only gets a short gain.
The Jaguars defense now is going to go nickel. Foster's going to take the handoff now.
The Jaguars defensive coordinator, my gosh, he is one happy guy. Anytime you get in the backfield and stop a runner and make him lose yards, that's the good stuff.
Takes it from the gun. The catch is made by Strong.
Nice job that time by the defense, knowing the situation. Go ahead and let the quarterback complete the pass. Just make sure you come up and make the tackle before the first down. Good job. Fourth down coming up.
Brian Hoyer takes it from the center.
Look out. They're changing the play to take advantage of something they see on the defensive side.
Hoyer's now going to leave the pocket and tuck it under. The Texans turn the ball over on downs.
The Texans were absolutely pushing their luck that time, going forward on 4th and short when they have the lead here in the second half. I wondered what they were thinking. Now that defense has to come out there and get it done.
The Jaguars offense looks unstoppable. Touchdown drives the last 2 times they've had it. Here they go again, Phil.
Yeah, they've been very good, Jim. They're taking advantage of situations and scoring touchdowns, and we know that's what you must do. If you don't get these touchdowns, what happens later in the game always comes back to bite you. Jim, I think everybody is to the line of scrimmage.
The Texans go with the dime formation here on defense. First down at the 38. Set up screen to Cortez. Ball is out. The offense was able to recover the ball. Well, the offense lucks out this time as they hold on to the football.
Yeah, I think the word luck is appropriate here, no doubt about it. Bad fumble that time by the offensive player, but at least they were alert enough to get there and get on it and keep possession of the football. These receivers in the NFL, they are so good now. Anytime you see a drop pass, it's almost always the one reason. They took their eyes off the football before it got there.
Matt Forte lined up in the backfield. Bortles going to take the snap from the shotgun. Connects with Thomas. Has the first down. Now looking. He's in the clear. The 10. Another third down conversion. The offense continues to come through in the clutch. 2 minutes to go before this one's in the books.
Anytime your team is down, you're inside the other team's red zone, you look for one of your star players, your quarterback, wide receiver, or running back. They need to
makes the catch in the end zone. Touchdown. Late in the fourth, and even after that touchdown, they're going to need a miracle in the closing moments.
I think what we're finding out, the game is never over. Play it till the end. They did a great job of scoring there. Now can they find a way to get that football back and maybe win this game?
The Texans trying to hold on to a small lead here in the fourth. If they can hold on to it, they should be able to secure the win. The score's 35-28. Ellington's got it. Stays on his feet. Ellington's tackled down at the 24. Looking at this comparison, Phil, it's fun to see these two quarterbacks going head-to-head in a tightly contested game.
Yeah, so well played on the offensive side by both teams. The quarterbacks, they've been very sharp. They're on target with the football, and their offensive lines are playing very well.
The Texans will come to the line. Still a very close game here in the fourth quarter. The score's 35-28. He runs with it right up the gut. Tackled at the 29-yard line. And they're going to call a timeout here to stop the clock. Second down here after that run play. Set up screen. This run goes nowhere. Stopped for a loss of 4. That's a timeout call. Third down on the way. The Jaguars will come out in the dime. Hoyer's got it in the gun. Incompletion here as he was looking over the middle. It would appear they'll get the ball back here deep into this fourth quarter and give the offense another shot to take it down the field.
The game is on the line, no question here. And offensive players, and especially quarterbacks, always say it. I want the football in my hands to determine the outcome. Well, you got it, big boy. Let's see what you can do.
The final 2 minutes. They get the football back off the punt. They need to go the length of the field for a touchdown to tie this game.
Well, it's a tough situation, knowing you must score the touchdown. And, you know, you got to be careful. You know you have 4 downs, but you're always looking for that one big play to make this drive a lot easier.
Scanning the field. Looking long. One team's running the football, the other is passing, but both are working with their game plans.
Yeah, they both are working. As you look down there on the field, one set of running backs are really happy. On the other side, the wide receiver group, they're really happy. So as long as you get it done, that's all that matters.
The Texans come out in a dime package. Second down and 10. The Jaguars get a first down. Third catch today so far. The Jaguars head to the line. They've got 1 timeout left here in the fourth quarter. Now on first down. Every snap crucial the rest of the way. First down at the 24. That's dropped by Jones, who couldn't bring it in. Offense has not been hard to find in this one, Phil.
These guys are making it look too easy out there, and I can tell you from experience, and we all know it's not that easy, but I'll tell you this, fun to watch. Look at the signals. The D-line is all shifting down inside. They're expecting a run right up the middle.
The Jaguars take it from the 23. Matt Forte has the catch. Is all over that offense and brings him down. Huge. Third and long coming up, and they're certainly in 4-down territory as well.
Good job by the offense here. Hustle up, get that football snap, conserve time, and most of all, conserve that timeout. Those are big down the stretch. This is why teams are always practicing the 2-minute offense for situations just like this. You have the football under 2 minutes to go. You're losing. You pick up some good yards, and your player is smart enough to get out of bounds and stop the clock.
They'll hike it to him out of the shotgun. That's a ball that should have been caught. So they're coming off an incompletion. They do have a timeout, so they could go to the middle of the field if they want to here in the late stages.
You're exactly right. That's what it does for you. You know, the defense is not dumb. They're going to protect deep. They're going to protect the sidelines. They want you to throw it underneath. And if you do and you get tackled, you're right. Use that timeout.
Matt Forte has the catch. Muscles through the defender.
Well, when you see a play like this by the offensive player, that is a great reflection on the coach. You can tell they've gone over these situations. When you're fighting the clock and you can get out of bounds, get it done. Good job by the offensive player there.
Bortles completion percentage 70% on the day. And they bring him down at the 36-yard line. The Jaguars with no timeouts left. The Jaguars will walk to the line. They've used up their timeouts at this point. Plenty of defensive backs out on the field for this one. Second and 9. Matt Forte has the catch. Good yardage picked up on that call. The Jaguars with probably their final chance coming up.
Good job by the offense here, Jim. Be in a hurry-up mode. You have no timeouts left. You need to get this play clock stopped.
For Phil Simms and all the crew at EA Sports, Jim Nance saying so long for now.
till the roof falls, and then the cops come, make the place go dumb. And you never shut this down, shut this down, shut this down.